Marian, if there's no limit to the abundance that humanity is capable of generating, then how come so many people, beginning with Malthus, have got it so wrong?
Well, I think partly because many people see human beings primarily as, or exclusively as consumers and destroyers. And it is true that we consume, but we also create.
Sure.
And so once you see the human being also as a creator, in other words, a baby doesn't come to the world just with an empty stomach, but also a pair of hands and, most importantly, brain, then suddenly you realize that the human being is actually the only entity currently in existence which is capable of creating these ideas, coming up with new ideas, which can then be turned into inventions, innovations, productivity increasing technologies, and ultimately increasing standards of living. So I think there is especially a split between economists who see human beings as creators of value and biologists who see it as destroyers of natural world. There is another thing which I think is important, and that is that we need to get away from thinking in terms of atoms. Theoretically finite atoms on Earth. We have to start thinking in terms of knowledge, because atoms are finite, at least theoretically, before we go space mining, but knowledge is infinite. And the cool thing about knowledge, the peculiar feature of knowledge, is that the more knowledge you consume, the more knowledge you end up with. And once you understand that, you can understand why, after 200 years of industrialization, we have more resources on Earth than we did when we started.